Welcome back to Mammy's house. Glad you could join me. Today I've done a really quick, fast, delicious meal for you. First, we've started off with our hot chicken salad casserole, one of our favorites in the summertime at Mammy's Kitchen. And we've got our fresh 7-layer pea salad, which is a huge hit, and it's a good fresh from the garden dish. Love fixing this all the time. And then my favorite that I love fixing, one of my favorite things, is a blackberry cobbler. So it's a good old-fashioned country sweet dish. So let's get cooking at Mammy's. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do our blackberry cobbler. My Aunt Lorene used to make this blackberry cobbler every week for my Uncle Thornton, and it was one of my favorite. Of course, we all got just a little piece of it, but it was one of the best blackberry cobblers I'd ever eaten, and I've been trying to do it just like her since then for years and years. So anyway, let's start on the blackberry cobbler. I have got a stick of butter melted in my pan. We're going to bring it out. All right, I've melted a stick of butter, and I want it as hot as it can be without burning in the stove. So we're going to bring that out, and it's perfect. And it's hot, so be careful. All right, so we're going to put that right there, and we're going to get our ingredients ready. All right, I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of sugar, pinch of salt. So I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Because you're using that all-purpose flour, you'll need your salt and baking powder, so that'll rise really good. And we'll just kind of put all that together, get a good mixture going. Then I've got about 2 cups of milk, whole milk. It's a country cobbler, so you want some whole milk in there. And I'm just going to get that really good. And doughy is how I want it. And it's going to rise a little bit more. So y'all, that's about 2 cups. So I've got the flour, the sugar, and the milk, and a little bit of baking powder and a pinch of salt all mixed together. And I'm going to pour that in the hot butter. And that's going to give it its crispiness. You can see that butter coming around to the corners. And that's going to start baking it right now. I'm going to set this aside. And now we're going to get our blackberries ready. And so I've got about 4 cups of blackberries. And these are good, big, plump blackberries. It's one of my favorite cobblers. And it's a great summer dish. Okay, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar to this. They're a little tart. Okay, put that in there. And then some cornstarch. I want it to be a little bit thick when it goes into my flour mixture. And I'm going to cook it just for a few minutes. I'm going to cook this on high because I want it to be a little bit thick from that cornstarch. And I want it to be really hot when it goes into my hot butter dish. So pretty. And I'm going to add just a little bit, maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla to bring out all those flavors of the blackberry. Cobblers are so easy. They're so good. I do peach cobblers, berry cobbler. We've done this at the restaurant ever since we've opened, especially in the summer when all your fruits are ripe. So this is perfect right now. And I could almost put this over some ice cream and it would be just as good. But the bread mixture and the cobbler is going to be perfect. So here we go. And I love using all the juices. That gives those corners and that breading a sweet, crispy crunch. It's one of my favorite things in the summer. Anytime. You can cook this anytime. And I like a lot of fruit. And look, I've got some blackberries left over just for that ice cream. We can actually use this for the topping when it comes out. So we're going to put this back in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour. Here we go. See you in an hour. Now I'm going to start on our hot chicken salad casserole. At Mammy's Kitchen, Monday through Sunday, we always have had a set menu, except for Tuesday. On Tuesdays, I like to do something special. I like to get in my recipe books, family recipes, recipes that people and my customers send to me. And one of them I found years ago was a hot chicken salad recipe, hot chicken salad casserole. And so we started doing this on Tuesdays when it was summer, kind of seemed like a summer meal, and it was a hit instantly. And I've been doing it for years and years. I've actually found this recipe in a cookbook magazine, and it had been sent in from a lady that lived in Bardstown. And so if you're watching and this is your recipe, thank you. It's been a big hit at Mammy's Kitchen, and we'll have it every Tuesday. And if you want my recipe, I'll be glad to write it down for you, so come on in. Be glad to give it to you. So we're going to get started on our famous hot chicken salad casserole. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to dice some celery, and we're going to fry it up, saute it up in a small pan. And this is the best thing. We're going to put some butter in it and get it pretty soft. And we're going to add it to our casserole mixture. And we're going to put some good old butter in here. And add leaves and all. Get all the good ingredients, the good vitamins from that celery. One of my first dishes that I made for the restaurant when we first opened, we were tiny, was a chicken salad recipe. It's been one of our best sellers. So this is a good way to have, we've had the cold chicken salad, and this is a good way to eat it warm. So I'm going to saute our celery with a little bit of butter. Make sure that's all chopped up pretty good. You don't want a big chunk of celery in your casserole. And just for flavoring, I don't like a big chunk of onion in the casserole, but I do want some of the flavoring of the onion. So I'm going to add just a little bit of onions in here just to get that little bit of extra taste. Just a little bit. So I wear aprons every day. We all wear aprons in the kitchen every day. But when I have somebody special, which is every day, coming over, I always put on my pretty apron. I remember my grandmother, Mammy and Mammy Clyde, were just always had their aprons on. They would go make a new apron before they would a new dress. And so I could always remember them in their pretty aprons, their daily aprons, their garden aprons. It was very important, and I've been doing it ever since I've had the restaurant. For years and years, I've worn aprons, and I saw my mom wearing them. So I love my aprons. I have lots of customers that'll bring me aprons. I'll hang them on the wall, then I'll get them down. I have to wear them. So this is my summertime apron. Especially like if the preacher was coming over for the Sunday meal, Mammy would have her best, prettiest, springy, summery apron on. That always just stood out in one of my childhood memories. And they also wore the bonnets too, but I haven't gotten myself to put the bonnet on yet. Maybe one day I will. Have a bad hair day, I can wear the bonnet. Okay, so that's looking really good. And we're going to let that simmer a little bit. We're not going to need it till the end, so I'm going to keep that on low while I'm putting all the other ingredients together. So there you go. Okay, so what I've done, I've already boiled some chicken breast, and I've used about 3 pounds of chicken, and I've let it cool down, and I've already done the shredding. So I'm going to put this in a bigger pot. You want to get all the fat out of there. You want this to be nothing but pure chicken. So we've got that going. And I'm going to add about 2 cups of mayo. Right there. And then we're going to use a cream of chicken. Now normally we'll do our own cream of chicken. I'll make my own cream of chicken, but you can buy the cream of chicken soup as well. So we're going to pour this in here. We want it really good and moist. And then we're going to give it some color, and so we're going to use these red pimentos, which is really, really pretty. Then I'm going to salt and pepper. This is a really simple dish. And most of my country cooking at the restaurant and at home are simple dishes. Country cooking is very simple. Simple ingredients, farm to table ingredients. So I've got salt and pepper for taste. A little bit more salt. I like mine to have some good flavor. And we're going to start mixing this while our celery is still cooking. Get it all mixed in together, and if you want, use your hands. Because when we do this at the restaurant, it's not in this little tiny bowl, it's in a big tub, and we make it over and over and over again. I usually cook this as our summer dish for on Tuesdays. On Tasteful Tuesdays is what we call it. And when we stop having it, when fall comes around, we get a lot of people wanting it back. So they're glad to see it. So I'm going to get my celery and pour it in here. And that's perfect when it becomes that light green color. And I can smell that little bit of an onion flavor. So good. Okay, so we're going to mix this up and we'll be ready to put it in our casserole dish. That pretty green celery and red pimentos, it's a beautiful dish. It's a great casserole to take to picnics. You have some company over, just pop it in the oven. And this is also something you can make a day ahead. Just stick it in the refrigerator, put some foil over top, and an hour before your company comes over, stick it in the oven and you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to get my dish out. And I'm going to spray it just so it won't stick, just lightly. Spray my dish a little bit. Then we're going to pour this in here. Oh, that is so pretty. Pretty food is the best food. A little bit more, and I'm going to have a little bit left over, and you could put that in the fridge and save that. Okay, so we're going to add, the best thing about this casserole is the buttery, crispy crackers on top. So we're going to crunch some crackers, and I use just a Ritz cracker. I'm going to smash them up into crumbles, and this is going to be our topping for our casserole, which makes it so, so good. And one more thing, last but not least, I've got some butter melted. Just a little bit, maybe a half a stick. It's cooled down a little bit. And we just get that butter in there. They're already buttery, but I just want to add a little bit. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of extra butter. So we're going to spread this buttery mixture of crackers over our casserole. As many as you like. And I'm going to use them all. And voila, there we go. We're going to put this in the oven, and we're just going to let these crackers, everything's already cooked, so we're going to let these crackers brown. So it's going to take about 30 to 35 minutes. There we go. And I'm going to scoot this beautiful blackberry cobbler over, and look at the ends already becoming that buttery, crunchy, chewy. dough. I love it. So this is going to go in with it. And look, you have an entree and you have a dessert both in the oven. So you can go get ready, clean your house, get ready for your guests, and you're all ready to go in about 30 minutes. Okay, so we've got the cobbler in the oven, and I've got the hot chicken salad casserole in the oven, and I'm gonna do a little side salad, and this is one of my mom's favorite salads, the 7-layer pea salad. And everybody loves this. So we're gonna start with our first layer, which is our lettuce. And we're gonna chop pretty fine. You don't want any chunks. So let's get this lettuce chopped. And I like to serve it in a clear bowl because you can see all 7 layers are so colorful. So let's start chopping pretty fine. Some fresh lettuce from the garden. This is the time of the year when we always had this. This is a great, just by itself. So let's start spreading our first layer of lettuce. This is a great picnic food. This is why I love cooking so much. Just preparing dishes like this makes me happy. And when you taste it, it's amazing. All right, so we've got our first layer. Number 1. It is so fresh. And so let's see what we can, and you could do these in any type of layering that you want. I think I'm gonna do some eggs. So we've got some boiled eggs. If I can chop these like my Mammy did, which were always perfect. Seems like when I look back, everything they did was just so perfect. They always made cooking so much fun in their big kitchen with all the aunts and uncles and grandkids, the friends, and just so many people always in the kitchen at the same time, and everybody was doing something different. And that's kind of how it is at the restaurant. You've got so many people that's making this whole wonderful thing coming together. Jennifer, she is my right-hand man. She is my go-to person. She helps me a whole lot in the kitchen. And she does this chicken salad casserole quite a bit. All right, so we're going to layer these beautiful eggs. It's going to be a colorful salad. You got your green and you got your yellow. You know, each of these items, you can eat blackberry cobbler all day long, like I do, and like I will. So we're going to put that over there. I'm going to put this last egg in there. Don't want to leave out anything. Okay, so that's our second layer. So let's try let's go back to green, and this is your peas for your 7-layer pea salad. And I love peas, so this is a salad especially for me. It's got all the ingredients put together in one dish. So, and I've got 2 cans of peas here. Perfect. Let's get it down there. See what it's starting to look like in my dish. Looks pretty good. And so next ingredient is we're going to crumble up some bacon. Now I fried about 12 pieces of bacon, and I just cut it up before I put it in the skillet so it fries a little bit easier and faster and crumbly. I don't know, maybe this is my favorite ingredient in here. They all are. But the bacon, it's perfect. So make sure you get that spread all around so you get a bite of this in every bite of the salad. Or so you can get a taste of this in every bite of the salad. Yum, yum. That's perfect. All right, that is perfect. So you got a good brown now. So my next favorite ingredients is going to be some mayo. This is going to hold it all together. This is a little tricky even for me to put in here without everything rolling back up on my mayo. So let's see if I can do it for you. All right, we're going to start in the middle. Just like icing a cake, really. So I'm going to put all that good mayo on there and try to work it out to the sides and just to spread all over the top. Doing pretty good so far. And there's really no mess ups with this salad. You can add a little, you can take away a little. But here's this beautiful mayo. That is so, so good. Get all of that off that spoon. So what is that? My 4. So we've got the lettuce, 1, the eggs, 2, the peas, 3, the bacon, 4, and the mayo, 5. 2 more ingredients. All right, so that means we have got some cheese. Can't have a salad with some shredded cheese on it. And that's going to be another vibrant color anyway on here. Perfect. It's another one of my favorite ingredients, cheese. So we're going to put a lot. It's your salad. Make it exactly how you want it. And if there's if there's something in here you don't like, take it out and put something else in. All right, so we've got our pretty cheese. So we've got our 6 ingredients, and we're going to end it with tomatoes. Pretty tomatoes. And when tomatoes come out of the garden, they're just absolutely gorgeous, ripe, pretty. This is a very festive. When you bring this to an outing, or if you fix this for dinner, you're going to be very popular. So I'm going to kind of slice these tomatoes. And then I'm going to dice them. It's however you want them to look on top of your salad. And we're going to use about 2 tomatoes. So we're going to dice him up. I can smell that blackberry cobbler, and it's about ready to come out of the oven, so it's perfect timing. This is a really easy meal, unless you're cooking for hundreds like we do at the restaurant. I never thought in a million years that I would be cooking for so many hundreds and hundreds of people every week, every day. And I'm still amazed when I come out of the kitchen and I see all these people out there. It just amazes me that, are they really here to eat our food, eat my food? Oh my gosh, I get so excited. It's like having company every day and being very excited about it. Makes me want to cry. It's just amazing. So, we've got our tomatoes, the 7th layer. Gosh, that is so perfect. Okay, now we're done with this. We're going to let it chill in the refrigerator for as long as you need it to. Get it out when you're ready. And now we're going to go get my blackberry cobbler. See if that's perfect too. It's brown and crispy, so it's going to be chewy and sweet. Yum. And very, very hot. Be careful. Oh my gosh, this is exactly how you want it to be. It's a brown crunch on the sides and that piping hot blackberry juice coming out. It's pretty good. Okay, so now our casserole is ready. This is a perfect meal. And it took me maybe an hour to fix all of this. So it's a very quick meal. While I'm waiting for this to cool off so I can taste it, I'm gonna make some fresh lemonade because that's some good lemons. And my son Stevie does this every day at the restaurant. He loves making fresh lemonade. So I've kind of learned how to do it from him. So we're gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice in there. And I'm telling you, by the time all the employees get them some, he has to make a whole new batch for the customers. That's the only thing he's ever made in the restaurant, so he's doing pretty good. Thumbs up, Stevie. But his secret with the lemonade, which I wouldn't have known this, I wouldn't have thought about it, is to warm some water up and dissolve that sugar so you don't have that gritty feel, because your sugar's not going to dissolve in cold water, ice water. So I've got about 4 lemons in this pitcher. So I'm going to bring over the dissolved sugar. And so we're going to put that in there. Perfect. Lemons smell great. So we're going to add some ice. Oh, it smells so good. I just want to go sit on my front porch, take my blackberry cobbler, my hot chicken salad, and watch the birds sing. So we're going to add some little extra water. You know what? A little extra lemon juice. And we're going to slice up some of these lemons just to keep that lemon juice really fresh and makes it really pretty. It seems like when you were at your grandmother's house, you always had a front porch. Both grandmothers had these huge wraparound porches with the swings on them. And this is what we would drink on a really hot day. Gonna be good. Very refreshing. Get me a little taste of this. Perfect. That sugar melted in that warm water. Great. And here we go. Ready to eat. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and taste test for you. Okay. We're going to dig deep. So we're going to get every layer, every 7 layers of this salad. Oh my gosh. This reminds me so much of my mom. She loved fixing this. And it's perfect. There's just the eggs and the cheese, the bacon, yum. So we've got some of that, and I'm going to put some of this hot chicken salad casserole on my dish. Oh, it's just perfect. Good. Start with the chicken salad. This is so good, so comforting. I can eat this year round. I'm sorry, I'll start fixing this year round at the restaurant. It's so good. That celery, that cream of chicken soup, it's perfect. You're gonna have to come to Mammy's house and eat lunch today. All right, now we're gonna go dip into my 7-layer salad, and I'm gonna make sure I get a little bit of everything. That egg, that bacon, those peas. Just looking at this is enough. Food for the eyes. Reminds me so much of my mom. And being out Gravel Switch, this is perfect. You're gonna love this. Please come by and get the recipes from my restaurant. This is a perfect meal. I could sit here and eat this all day, but I've got to try my blackberry cobbler. My favorite part is the corners. Get a lot of those blackberries in there. Oh my goodness, it's hot, it's fresh. I'm gonna put some fresh ice cream on here, some vanilla ice cream. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go out on my front porch and just look at the trees and the beautiful flowers and eat this today. Yum. So good. Here we go. Oh, I want that bread. I want that dough. I don't know what bite to take first, the blackberry, the ice cream, or just try to get it all in my mouth at one time. Aunt Lorraine, I think I've done it this time. Oh, my goodness. I will see you all later. I'm gonna enjoy this meal today and tonight, and maybe even leftovers tomorrow. You all come back and join me. And remember, shop local, definitely eat local, and come on down and let's drink local. Bye, y'all. Love ya.